because I don't want to. It's really that simple. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And today we're getting to work filling bags. So we're gonna fill all of the purple bags for sure today. Hopefully we can get some of the black bags filled as well. Now, I don't think I have enough soil to do all the bags out here. I went to Home Depot this morning and I got 12 bags of soil. Well, I got 6 bags of soil, 6 bags of compost. Now, I got a different compost this time, right? I don't know that I was paying attention to the cost of Black Cow when I was working. Black Cow is $6 and some change a bag, right? And so what I did was, while I was sitting in Home Depot, standing in Home Depot, I looked up Black Cow. It is a 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So NP&K is the same as what I ended up getting. It's also cow manure. This compost has some cow manure in it. They're both 1 cubic feet. And so this was $2 and some change. So we're gonna see if it makes any difference in the bags. And I will know that the 10 purple at the end are different. So we'll see if there's any difference. But I didn't realize Black Cow was $6. So I wasn't married to Black Cow. It's just what I have always used, and so that's what I was using. But we about to see if this stuff right here I'm about to show you works just as well as $6 Black Cow. And so it's almost $7 really. It's $6 and some change. So of course I'm still using my Kellogg's organic. Now this is $9.99. So I really need to see if I can figure this out too. But for today I just kept it because I didn't want to change both things. So I used the Kellogg's organic potting mix, all natural, organic plus. And then I picked up this. It is Timberland soil, and it says cow manure and compost 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. And so we're gonna try this. And I feel like I have used it before. I just don't remember if it was a good experience, a bad experience, I don't know. But we're gonna try it and see what happens. By the way, pretty sure this cabbage is about to start bolting, so we're probably gonna pull it. The reason I say that is we have small cabbage heads trying to grow on the side. In my experience, when that starts to happen, it's going to bolt, it's going to flower. Either the flower is gonna come straight up the middle of the cabbage head, which that cabbage head is tight, it's just small. Either it's gonna come straight up the middle of the cabbage head, or those small ones on the side are gonna start to flower. So we're probably going to harvest that. Now this one is very tight. It's very tight, and I don't see anything on the sides, but I would be interested to see what that one is gonna do too. And that one in the middle, I don't think we're gonna get anything out of it. Earlier today, I realized just how much the molar vole had pushed up the soil. So I went through and I pushed it down, and I think that's why things haven't really grown out here. Of course, they're only, about 2 weeks out, but so I'm gonna leave them at this point. But today, first thing that I plan to do is to start filling bags. And if you remember the last time I filled my bags, I was recording in slow motion. I'm not recording in slow motion today. And so we are going to fill these bags. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. So you just switch out Black Cow for this Timberline. And I don't know how it's gonna work. I've always used Black Cow, but another reason why I'm doing this today is because if you remember, I also have more potatoes in the house. I want to go ahead and get them out. They have chitted. Let me grab those real quick. I'll be right back. I did grab the potatoes because this is my main reason for at least wanting to get all of the purple bags filled. If I have enough, I'm going to fill any bag I have enough soil to fill, because the name of the game this week is get all of the bags filled. That is the plan for this week. All right. So let us grab the gorilla cart. Also, y'all, the moths are already out. You see it? They already out. My plants might not stand a chance. I don't know, but they already out. And in case you are new to gardening, that white moth, when like your brassicas are out, is not a good thing. It might be pretty. I don't remember who it was, and they were saying like they saw these pretty white moths and that, but they did not realize like it was killing their plant. So if you see that white moth out right now and you have brassicas, and when I say brassicas, cabbages, broccoli, kale, collards out, it's not a good thing. So the reason why I said it's not a good thing is they will lay their babies on your plants and you'll start seeing little worms. Those worms will eat your plants up. So that's why I said it's not a good thing. All right, we are gonna put 1 bag of each into the gorilla cart. So you got 1 bag of the Kellogg's potting mix, 1 bag of the cow manure and compost. I do it 1 bag at a time, but you can do it how many of a bags at a time you want. This has a good color to it, so let's hope for the best. I'm not seeing clumps of manure like I do see in black cows sometimes. But it has a decent color to it, so that makes me happy. So I also have some perlite. I put this in here so that the bag doesn't get compact, because I've had that issue before. The soil inside of the bag doesn't get compact. And then I have my normal granulated fertilizer from Espoma. So we're just gonna throw some of this in here, and I don't really measure per se. I just drop some in. But I definitely put much less perlite than anything else. Just need a little bit. And then you can use your hand or a shovel, whatever you want to do to mix it in. I have started using a shovel to mix it all together, to make sure you have compost in there and soil, so you don't just get one thing. Also break up the larger pieces as well. Make sure I get the perlite and the granulated fertilizer mixed in. It's easier if the soil isn't already wet, and then you can wet it or water it once you get it in the bags, or you can wet it, but it's gonna be heavier if it's wet. And then sometime, of course, it comes out of the bag moist, so that's a plus. Just try to make sure I get to the bottom and in all corners. All right, and so now we're just gonna start putting it in the bags, and we're gonna keep going until we use up all the soil we have. Of course, I'm not gonna make you watch me do it, but I am gonna do it. All right, so we are done. My camera kept getting hot, and so I was like, we're not gonna try to keep the camera cool so that we can record. We're going to get these bags filled. So 3 bags, basically 6 bags, 3 of each did 10.5. So one of these black bags are pretty much halfway filled up to. So I absolutely have to go back to the store. In case you are wondering, these bags are from Bootstrap Farmer. They have all different colors, I think, red, yellow, green. Purple is my favorite color, and so that's what I decided to use. I purchased that last 10 bags because I just thought they were really pretty, and I also think that they are of very good quality, and I think that they're thicker than the black bags that I have that came from Amazon. So if you look, pretty sure they are, yeah, much thicker than the ones from Amazon. So very happy that I decided to purchase those. So we still have 3 bags here. We have a total of 9 around this whole bed that needs to be filled. Then we have 6 right here around this bed. So there's 3 here. There's 3 over there, but they already filled. And then there's 3 back there. And then there's 3 over here that need to be filled. So we'll probably need quite a few more bags, because like I said, 6 bags, and I still have 6 more. So 3 of the compost and 3 of the soil. So maybe we'll need 6 more of each. So 12 more bags, maybe at the most 7 more each, so 14 more bags. So also cost of that with the fish emulsion was $99, but the fish emulsion itself was like 20-some dollars. Is it worth it to me? Yes, it is worth it, because it helps me to extend my growing space. I can grow more things if I fill these bags up. Also, with my mold or vole problem, it's going to keep me from having to fight the mold and vole on the vegetables that I really want, like potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers. That's what I really plant in the bags. And of course, now I'm doing root vegetables because I have that mold and vole problem. And so with that being said, I do think that it is worth it. Also, this is kind of a one-time cost as it relates to completely filling the bag. And yes, I could have put leaves or something at the bottom. I don't have any that's readily ready for me to do, that I won't have to go and blow them or or put them in bags. So I just don't do it, and that's just my personal preference. But yes, you could also, you know, like put leaves and things at the bottom. I have done that before, but I just don't feel like doing it now, so I'm not. I've had bags of leaves and things that are ready to, like, that's already bagged up, so I just gotta grab the bags and put them in. I don't have that right now, and so I'm not going to spend my time doing that because I don't want to. It's really that simple. And so if you are thinking about gardening and you're trying to figure out, like, is bags worth it for me and for my situation? Yes, they are. What are the pros? They can be moved. You can pretty much plant anything in a bag that you can plant in the ground. In my opinion, you might need some trellising or something like that. Cons, they dry out faster than like a raised bed. They dry out faster more than likely than if you were growing in ground. And I don't even know how many bags I have in my garden at this point, but I do know it grows me a lot of peppers and a lot of tomatoes and a lot of potatoes every year, and I'm happy for that. And I don't have to grow those things in my bed. I can save that bed space for something else. And so if you look around my garden, there are literally bags everywhere. And I do like having them. So with that being said, I am going to plant these potatoes really quick, and then we're gonna move on because I still need to plant my 4-week things out. Also, I didn't really get any marigolds, so I need to replant those marigolds and some other things. So we'll probably go in the greenhouse really quick after this. It's warm out here, but there's also a nice little breeze. So we love that, and we love that in March. Okay, so like I said, if you remember, I picked up just a few potatoes from Lowe's, and I left them in the bag because the bag had holes in it to allow them to chit. And so now I'm gonna plant these. Now I could cut these and just cut off the chitting part. And when I say chit, that's where you have this little piece, and that's exactly where you're going to get your plant from. So I have a few of them on here, but for me, I'm just gonna plant this whole potato down into the bag, and we're gonna let it go. So I'm gonna put 2 potatoes in each bag. And do you have to allow your potatoes to chit? No, you don't. You can plant them without them being chitted, but it may take them a little bit longer to sprout, which is not a big deal either. I have found that planting potatoes in the cooler season, it gives me a better harvest when it's time for me to harvest my potatoes. And so I plant mine early. Like I planted some of these, I want to say in February. The first 10 bags I planted in February. Now I'm gonna plant these in March, and we should start to see some growth within the next, I would say in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we should start seeing growth out of these bags. So I'm literally just gonna drop it down in the bag. I don't heel my potatoes. And someone asked before, like, is that stopping your harvest at all? I don't know, because I don't heel them, and I still get a decent harvest. So if it is stopping my harvest, I wouldn't know, because I never actually healed them. If that makes sense. So put them pretty deep, and then I cover them back up, and they will start to grow when the time is right. All right, so I had to take care of the chickens and the quails, and so now everybody's taken care of. We are heading into the greenhouse. Peace, my favorite chicken, has apparently started eating eggs. Girl, why? I always notice that she's not out with everybody else, right? This is what I've recently noticed. She's always been kind of antisocial, but I like recently just been, she not outside with the rest of the chickens. Today, I'm out here and I'm like, is that an egg? Because I see them running behind each other. So I go in there, she is in the coop just chowing down on eggs, y'all. So I gotta figure that out. I have never had a chicken start eating eggs, just randomly start eating eggs. Or a chicken eating eggs that I didn't give them at all. Like, I've never had a chicken do that, so I gotta figure that out. Why are we in here? Because we need to do our 4-week seeds, and then we have seeds that did not come up or did not continue to grow. Like, some of my marigolds seem like they were trying to, but then they just didn't grow. It's very weird. So we are going to replant the marigolds for sure, because I want marigolds. The crazy part is marigolds will volunteer out in the garden with no problem. And actually, I don't normally have a problem starting them on my own, but I guess maybe I wasn't, at some point I stopped paying attention, because this soil is also, well, I stopped watering this because it wasn't growing anyway. But I don't know. So we're gonna replant our marigolds. Same thing for the hollyhocks. I really do want some hollyhocks, and I do have some already out there, but I would want some more. I don't think I'm gonna worry about the coxcomb. I'm not gonna worry about these straw flowers either. And then I would like to try to replant my Genovese basil. My seeds were kind of old, and I don't think that I dropped a lot of extra seeds to make sure that I got germination, but those seeds were kind of old. They may have been from 2021. Not saying that they won't germinate, but you may need to put more into the soil to make sure you get germination, because the germination rate drops the older that the seed gets, but they will still germinate, so don't throw them away. I just need to drop a little more this time to make sure I get germination. So that's what I'm going to do. And I didn't get any holy basil either. Maybe it was not Genovese, maybe it was the holy basil. Actually, I think the Genovese is out there. So also, with it being so close to planting time, we may just plant them into the little 6 cell trays, because I might not have to. At this point, it's getting very close to planting time. I might not have to pot up, and it'll give me a little more space to get all of these things planted out, because like I said, we're getting close to planting time. Spring is literally right around the corner. We love that. So just like the last time, I'm dumping all of the soil back into this bowl so that I can moisten it and then put it back into the cells. Like I said, we're going to use the 6 cell. Everything else has stayed outside overnight. I didn't really do the hardening off process. It just stayed outside overnight. We don't have any freezes, but we do have like a 38-degree night. I'll take them in the house because that's just very close. That's kind of too close to comfort for me. So I will take them in the house on that night that's supposed to be 38. But our nights are in the 40s right now. And so the peppers are staying outside, and so are the tomatoes and everything else. And I also thought about bringing one of those shelves in here and putting it in the spot where this table is right now, just until we get to planting out time, or even over here. It really doesn't matter, because the smaller greenhouse, what I did think about though is, remember when I got the chip drop? When I got the chip drop, there was stumps, and I did not ask for stumps, but I could also use them, because I still haven't gotten any blocks, but I could use them to hold those shelves down too. So I might give that a chance real quick. I might do it this evening, honestly. Put the greenhouse back up. I lowered it because it was so windy, and then put the shelves back in and see if that will work, because I mean, they're heavy. I could just go and grab them and put them in the Gorilla Cot and then bring them back here, because I think that would work, and then I don't have to go. And okay, let's just be clear. The reason why I haven't went and brought any blocks is because I don't want to lug them around the store, and I don't want to lug them home. But I do want to use that greenhouse. But I really don't. Like, I don't feel like doing it. We're gonna see if I can lug some of these stumps to the back, and see if that will help. It's been a really good day. Like, I haven't been outside all day because I was sleepy. So I took a nap, and then I ended up coming outside around like 3-ish. Sun was out. It's actually much cooler in this greenhouse than it is outside, because the greenhouse has a little bit of shade in the evening. So that's cool. If I could get peppers to grow in here, that would be amazing. But I haven't been able to. I'm not going to say I can't. I'm going to say I haven't been able to. I might try my luck with some of them. By the way, them overwinter peppers, I don't know if they made it, y'all. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if they made it. I know it's at least 3 that's still alive, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'm going to try it again. I can't keep them alive. I cannot keep them alive. And somebody was asking, like, how often do I water them? I watered them when it looked like the soil was dry, but maybe I still want enough. How often do you water yours if you overwinter peppers? Because this still clearly was not enough. I'm gonna probably bring them outside, just put them in the greenhouse, one of these greenhouses, and then when it's time to plant out, we'll see what's actually alive. Because I don't think too many of them are alive. I do not, which is fine. I started more peppers. I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute what I'm planning to start today. And like I said in my last video, none of these have to be started this early. The things that I'm planning for my 4 weeks, they could all literally just be direct sown out into the garden when the last frost passes. But I personally just don't come and moisten my soil and stuff like I should. I never really have great success with it, and so I do it the way that it works for me, which is starting it early, because then that way I know I know that I'm going to pay attention. My neighbor's dog is going off today. You know, by the way, you know, if you're not new here, you know I've been having an issue with a cat. And my neighbors moved, like the ones I really liked, they moved, but they also took that cat with them. So I'm not having issues with that specific cat. I don't think I'm having issues with cats at all right now, so I'm pretty excited about that. All right, what am I planting? I got a new tripod and I absolutely love it, in case y'all care. So my 4-week things that I'm planting: straight 8 cucumbers, honey boat delicata squash, yellow crookneck squash, dark green zucchini squash, black beauty squash, long white of Palermo squash, early summer crookneck squash, yellow summer crookneck squash. This is a cantaloupe variety. It's a jumbo. I don't know if that's Haley or Hales. I don't know. Of course, we trying watermelon again. Sugar baby watermelon, national pickling cucumbers, tromboncino squash, and organic lemon cucumbers. I love the lemon cucumbers. They are absolutely delicious. I think they have less of a cucumber, I think they're a little bit milder, so love those. The tromboncino squash, I just like growing it. I think it's cool. I don't think the taste is any better than any other squash. Also, I'm sure somebody is wondering, why in the world are you growing so many squash? Because the squash vine borers come and eat my squash up all the time, and so I am trying to now find a variety that will work in my area. And that's what I'm just going to start growing every year. So that's why I'm growing so many squash varieties and zucchini varieties. Oh my goodness. Honey boat delicata squash, my favorite squash. It's delicious. I think that it can be stored kind of like a winter squash. I think. Don't quote me on that. But it's absolutely delicious. It actually tastes like a sweet potato. It's delicious. Now these cucumber varieties, I'm just growing them. I like cucumber water. I'm going to try to make sure that I also can a little bit more than I normally do. And of course, watermelon, we just gonna grow them because I want to grow them, but I'm never really good at it. So there's nothing that I'm planting that is, you know, anything special. Pretty sure that it's literally just planted out and hope it grows. These aren't anything special. Oh, I'm replanting zinnias too. My zinnias came up looking really terrible, and I don't know if that's something I did or what, but I'm replanting zinnias too. So at this point, anything that has not germinated, I have either made the decision that I'm not going to grow it or that I need to replant it. So that's what you are seeing me do right now. So basically, I'm just laying everything out to make sure I have enough trays, and then I'm going to write out. Oh, 1 tray short. That's tough. What's something I maybe don't care to grow? Shoot, it should be these watermelons that I don't never grow, but I'm gonna try it anyway. We'll plant those with the things we need to resow. So let me make my plant tags. So let's make these labels real quick. It's just easier that way to me. So the seeds that I'm sowing right now too are very quick germinators. Like they don't take a long time to germinate either, which is why they are a good candidate to just be sown directly outside. So yeah, like you're not gonna have a long time before it germinates. The packet says like 7 to 14 days. 7 is kind of the max in my experience, but they normally come up way sooner than 7 days. So these are your cucumbers, your melons, your squashes. They germinate really quickly, and you can save yourself the time of moving plants inside and outside and wondering if they germinated and all of that stuff. I just putting them outside. Like I said, I just don't. Thing is, I don't actually need all these seedlings. I put 2 seeds in here just for germination purposes, but I don't actually need this many seedlings. And of course though, I can always give them to somebody else, have somebody else start to grow. So there's that too. And I think there is, not I think I know, there's a library in Richmond that I can go drop seedlings off to. And if there's seeds that I want or seedlings out there, I can take them too. So that's the option too. It's kind of like a seed swap, but I think it's just like a little container you put it in. And so I could still do that too. Oh my goodness, I only have 2 trombocino squash seeds left. That's tough. That is tough. When did that happen? Oh my goodness, and they older seeds, that I do know. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, might need to order some trombocino squash seeds. We're gonna plant those trombocino squash, but I only have 2 seeds. That's crazy. I don't know when that happened. I've had them for years though, so, and I plant them every year, so that's probably when it happened. You can't have them and use them. Can't have them and use them, Asia. These are some seeds somebody sent me. Oh, it says cut. Interestingly enough, I don't have any scissors. Y'all, when somebody said like, you know, good luck on quitting smoking. When I say my attitude has been trash, it has. But I know it's just the beginning because my body just got to get used to it. I'm only putting 1 of these zucchini seeds in here just because the cells are pretty small. Well, might as well put them all in here, and I got number 2 left anyway. This is also giving chaos, just like the last video. And I'm just literally sticking them down in here and covering them up. It's very, very basic. Very basic. Dark zucchini. Zucchini seeds are kind of large, so I'm putting a pretty deep hole in here so that I can make sure the whole seed is covered. Dropping them, because I think these are newer. These are from 24, so really don't even need to be putting 2 in here, I don't think. So we're only doing 1. And then go ahead and cover them up. We're gonna get these done, and then I'll replant off camera the other stuff. I want to try to fix that greenhouse. I really do. Because I want to leave all of this stuff outside tonight. I don't want to take none of it in the house. None of it. Alright, so we're doing the early summer squash now. Like I said, pretty deep hole. They have pretty big seeds. And drop them on in. I'm going to put 2 in here because I think these are older. Oh yeah, they're from 2021. So we putting 2 in each cell. So we put 2 in each cell so we can feed the squash vine board. I still try to grow them, even though them vine boards eat them every year. I still try to grow them, y'all. Alright, so they're all planted out now. Like I said, we still have the things we need to re-sow, but I'm not going to do that on camera because we've already sowed those together. But our 4-week stuff, finally sown. I know I've been talking about them for quite some time now, but we finally sowed them. So at this point, I'm going to see about getting this greenhouse straight because right now, all of my seedlings are sitting right here. And I would definitely prefer them be in the greenhouse. I do think we have had birds over here in these. I mean, they all look fine, but I want them in a greenhouse. So if you give me a minute, I'm going to go and grab some of these stumps and bring them back here. And then I also have some pins that you put into the greenhouse so that it can hold it down. I realized there was no pins, no strings, no nothing. That greenhouse was bound to go. I don't know when that happened because when I first put it up, there were pins and strings. This should work, y'all. It's very heavy. It should definitely do it. Oh my God. Yeah, that should do it. That is super heavy. So I'm getting ready to push this greenhouse back up, put the shelves back in it, and then stick those on top of it. Get some stakes so we can stake that back down. And we probably going in the house, y'all, because oh my God, that took me out. Okay, got it. Probably still need to get some, what you call those things, some blocks, like to put onto the plastic. But right now, there's more of the shelves, because the shelves is what's kind of pushing this. I don't know how to explain it. We're gonna try it again with this wood on the bottom of it. And I'm sure someone has some suggestions for me. I'm cool if you want to leave them. I think I have a good thought process behind it, but we're gonna find out. But like I said, any day that it's gonna be windy, I'm just gonna take it down and move the ceilings out of it, unless I see that it is procured well enough. And I know someone had told me to zip tie the shelves together. That made me a little nervous, because if one shelf falls, then it's gonna pull the other shelf, right? I don't know, maybe. That's how I thought about it, but I could definitely be wrong. There's just like these little things right here. I'm just taking these and sticking it in here. I didn't use these the first time, so maybe that will help. I don't know. All right, well, that is done. We have our ceilings in here. These are the ones we started today. These are the ones that were sitting down on the ground, so let's hope for the best. I'm gonna close it tonight just because we're in the 40s, but they set out. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna close it. They were out last night and they didn't have any problems. So I'm gonna leave it open. There's not, like, it's not gonna freeze or anything tonight. But that's what we did today. And now I'm ready to go inside. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.